Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. You're alone in your house. The lights are off. Everything is quiet. Then you hear a small sound from another room. A creak. A tap. Something that probably means nothing. Yet your heart starts beating faster. You know there are no lions in your hallway. No monsters behind the door. No predators hiding in the shadows. So why are you afraid? Because your brain wasn't built for the modern world. It was built for a world where darkness could kill you. For most of human history, night was the most dangerous part of the day. When the sun disappeared, humans lost their greatest advantage: vision. During daylight, our ancestors could spot danger from far away. They could track animals, recognize faces, and navigate the landscape. But at night, everything changed. The darkness belonged to other creatures. Owls could see, big cats could see, hyenas could see, humans could barely see anything. Imagine standing on an African savanna 100,000 years ago. The sun has set, the fire is getting smaller. Beyond that circle of light is complete darkness. You hear movement. You don't know if it's the wind, you don't know if it's a harmless animal, or if it's a predator waiting for the right moment to attack. Your brain learned a simple rule: assume the worst, because the humans who ignored strange sounds didn't leave descendants. The cautious ones did, and that survival strategy still exists inside you. Modern psychologists call this the negativity bias. Your brain naturally pays more attention to possible threats than possible rewards. If you mistake a shadow for a lion, you're embarrassed. If you mistake a lion for a shadow, you're dead. Evolution strongly preferred false alarms. This is why darkness feels different. The dark removes information, and when information disappears, your imagination fills the gap. Think about it. A coat hanging on a chair during the day is just a coat. At night, it becomes a person. A tree outside your window becomes a figure watching you. A random noise becomes footsteps. Nothing changed except visibility. Your brain simply started creating possibilities. And possibility is where fear lives. Scientists have discovered something fascinating. When humans are placed in darkness, the brain becomes more sensitive to sounds. Small noises seem louder, normal sounds seem unusual. Your mind begins searching for patterns. It starts asking questions. What was that? Where did it come from? Should I be worried? This process happens automatically. You don't choose it. Your ancestors survived because their brains were constantly scanning for danger. But darkness did more than create fear. It also created stories. Before cities, before electricity, before television, people spent nights around fires. And around those fires, they told stories. Stories about spirits, stories about monsters, stories about mysterious creatures living beyond the light. Children listened, adults listened, generation after generation. Over time, darkness became connected with the unknown, and humans fear the unknown more than almost anything else, because you can prepare for a known threat. You cannot prepare for something you don't understand. That's why horror movies rarely show the monster clearly. The shadow is scarier than the creature. The unseen is scarier than the seen. Your imagination creates something worse than reality ever could. But here's the strange part. Darkness didn't only make humans afraid, it also made humans creative. When the world became invisible, people started imagining things that weren't there. Gods, spirits, legends, entire mythologies were born under the stars. The same imagination that created fear also created art, religion, music, and storytelling. In a way, darkness helped create human culture. Without long nights around campfires, our ancestors might never have developed the stories that shaped civilizations. Yet today, we live in a completely different world. We have streetlights, flashlights, security cameras, locked doors. Most people are safer than any human who lived before the last few centuries. But our brains haven't caught up. Evolution moves slowly. Technology moves fast. Your body still carries ancient survival software. That's why a child fears a dark room. That's why adults sometimes run upstairs after turning off the basement light. That's why an empty hallway feels different at midnight than it does at noon. The fear isn't irrational. It's ancient. It's a message from thousands of generations of ancestors who survived by being careful when the sun went down. And maybe that's the most remarkable part. Every time your heart beats faster in the dark, you're experiencing a survival instinct older than civilization itself. A tiny piece of prehistoric humanity still living inside a modern brain. The darkness hasn't changed, the world has. But somewhere deep inside you, a voice still whispers the same warning it whispered 100,000 years ago. Stay close to the fire. Because for most of human history, everything beyond the light belonged to something else. And even now, when you know you're safe, a small part of your mind still isn't completely convinced.